busy with other stuff to get my setup ready here. Hang on a second. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Your shop. Here we are. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Drop frame 0, all up and running. Just before the 1 or 2 minutes before we went online here, I was chatting in the chat already with some of you guys, and I posted a link in here. I guess the newer people arriving here haven't seen this, but I posted a link. It's for an advertisement, not an advertisement, it's an information page from a real estate company. And it's advertising or showing the information for the little shop, empty shop across the street. In the feed there, you can see on the very right-hand side, there's a dark window there at the right-hand side behind the tree. It's a little 3-story building. It's for rent. And the page I just sent is the information page for it. And it has bearing and influence on what we're doing here and our decisions here. Because even in the middle of a pandemic, even with businesses here and there shutting down, there is still apparently pretty strong demand for rental places here in Asakusa. We'll see how it plays out. It's not the end of the game yet, but as things currently stand, there is still strong demand for facilities. The kimono people moved out, and new people are already checking. They were in there yesterday with their tape measures and stuff. As far as we understand, it's going to be a restaurant. So this has bearing on us, whether we should hold on to this place or let it go thinking we can grab another one later on if the world comes back to normal. It really has bearing on this place. The long story short, I put the numbers in there. To get into that place across the street, you need to pay 495,000 yen per month in rent. That's just a tad shy of $5,000 US dollars, a tad shy of $5,000 per month. And what you see there, it's the front of the building. It's a little triangular space. You see the front of the building and the pictures there. It's a small triangle, smaller than a room in a typical house, and it goes up 3 floors. There's nothing there. There's no there compared to us, which goes way back. There's nothing there. And it's $5,000 a month. And they've had people looking at it. They've had people all the time coming in and looking at it. Yeah, we'll see if it rents, but whatever. The one next door here, which last time it changed hands, it was $600,000 a month for the 2 floors. I don't know what it was this time. And I'm not legally permitted. It's in our lease that I'm not supposed to disclose our rent. It's interesting. I don't know why she did that, but it's there. So I can't talk about mine. Mine is substantially lower than that. I can say that much, I think. So with that kind of pressure, it makes us really want to think twice before even thinking about letting go of this place, So. This different Gampi, I really don't like it, It just does not want to let go. Our building would go, yeah, they're looking at that. So if that is the standard now, then our building would be 3 times that. And we are under that. I can say that much. We're under that. So I should get up every morning and just, and just, pray to her, thank you, thank you, thank you. She's also happy with us. We are a perfect tenant for her, an absolutely perfect tenant. Okay, as you can see, I finished the previous clump of needles. I did work on this, not yesterday, I did some other carving yesterday. No, we're under that for all three. I'm not supposed to disclose this, so I can't tell numbers, but we're under that for all three. Remember, the top two were unusable. They were unusable. They were literally, you open the door and the rats scurry. That's the condition it was in, so it wasn't rentable. That one across the street is cleaned up, it's fixed, new furniture, fixtures, everything. About 6 years ago. They moved in at the same time we did, about 6 years ago. Well, that does not want to come off, so let's just leave it. Okay, let's grab another zone and start again. This is a very needy gumpy, exactly. A very good expression there. Very needy gumpy. This is not the same gumpy that we have in our shop here. John Sam was over last night. We were chatting about this last night. And he said, I heard you've been having trouble with the gumpy. Can you show me what's going on? So I showed him this one, And he's like, doesn't behave like that for me. Like, well, okay. And what it could be, is when I put the gumpy down, when I glued it and put it down, you've seen me do this many, many times. I use a Baron. I rub it down fairly strongly with the Baron, trying to get good contact with the block before I peel off. He doesn't do that. He puts the glue on the block, puts the thing down, rubs it lightly with his fingers, waits a second, and peels it off and starts peeling. And it could be that by using a Baron on the back of it, the glue has come up, the glue has come up into the gumpy a bit more than it does in the way he does it. So I'm trying to rub off gumpy here that actually is partly impregnated with glue, which means it sort of would stick together and stuff like that. And he doesn't do it that way. So, but I chatted with him. I'm nervous. If you don't really put it down tightly, it's easy to peel off. It comes off the block, right? He says, yeah, you got to be careful. You got to be careful. Got to be careful. Okay, I have got to get some work done here. Okay, the plan for today. Doesn't look like it. Someone's saying doesn't look like it. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm looking at moving. No. We're looking at staying. Oh, no, we were looking at moving. I mean, we know it's a pandemic. The shop is closed, so we've been thinking about many options. The current thinking is that we are staying. Absolutely. I've signed the lease again for upstairs, and almost certainly, unless the world really comes to an end on November the 3rd, then I will be signing again here for this first floor as well. So no, we're not really thinking about moving. No. This is the block for the next year's print series. This is for print number 1. We've already shown the overview of the thing. For people who are just coming to this is the sketch of the thing itself. This is the outlines. It'll be, of course, a full color work. The other day I finished this area. That's the part you see here. And I'm now going to start on more pine needles. And you'd see me doing chippy, and then bang, just in a couple of hours I got the rest of it done. I spent some time undisturbed, whatever. Okay, anyway, the plan for today's stream is this. I will be doing this kind of carving and trying to keep in touch with you guys for the first bulk of the session. I do have embossing to do, but it's just not interesting, and I'm not going to sit there and do that on the stream. We have a double show and tell today. And these are actually things that we picked up last week. I've been watching auctions, and A couple of interesting items came up last week. Cheap stuff. I can't afford to spend a bunch of money these days on anything but the cheap stuff. One of them is prints, a package of prints, and one of them is hardware. Oh, also there was news. There's a bit of funny news. I say funny, it was frustrating. I was pissed off at this last night. I got an email last night. I wonder if he's on stream this morning. John Amos, I guess he's not here. I don't know. He's probably too busy always teaching and stuff. So I got an email from last night from John Amos in Georgia. He and I have a history of bidding against each other sometimes on the Yahoo auctions. He bids from overseas on the auctions for stuff that he... tools mostly. He's bought brushes and barons from Yahoo auctions. And I got to show you this because he sent me a link last night. Oh, it starts up Twitch just a second here. Hang on a moment. He sent me this link last night, and it's fun to laugh at now, but it wasn't so funny last night. This is okay, I'll send you a link to the English page. This is an English language page, I guess, where you can bid on auctions, on Japanese auctions. So that's the link John sent last night. Oh, Andy's here already. She's on the base. The base meaning here in Japan already? No way. Quarantine in Japan. Welcome aboard, or whatever they say. I don't know. Welcome aboard. I don't know your plans. You're obviously busy in your new life and stuff, but when you do get time to get around and get into town and whatever, let me know, and let me know. We'll look forward to seeing you here. You know. Obviously, you're very much tied up right now. I think bringing a baby over here. I think we've been there. We've done that, right? I don't remember exactly, but I think we've been through that before here. I don't remember exactly. But anyway, the auction link. So John sent me this auction link. So I'm like, okay, why is John sending me this? So I click on it and go over there. And I see that then, as you've seen, if you've clicked on it, it's for a group of barons. And most of them are junk, clearly visibly junk, but one of them is not. One of them is a real home baron. Oh, raiders, a bunch of more people here. One of those barons does indeed look maybe good. So I click on John's link, I go over there, and I get the message, this auction is over. And it finished like literally 3 or 4 minutes ago. So I thought, okay, I see what John's done. He has, he's been scouting auctions. He's seen this baron. He bought it, and he's just letting me know, look what I found, Dave. So I assumed that it was John that got it. So I wrote back to him. I said, well, thanks for telling me now. Laughed at him, because of course, that's the thing. He took it for himself. And no, he didn't buy it. He didn't win it. He said, I got enough barons for now. I just want to let you know. Like, John, let me know, like maybe next time before the auction closes, will you? You know. So no, I didn't win that. Somebody else got it, and it's a gorgeous, beautiful, unused, untouched, beautiful home button. So he's in my doghouse this morning. What's going on here in the chat here? Visitors, raiders? Hi, hi, hi. Yep. The thing is though, after that happened, I was thinking, what's going wrong? Because I have auction alerts set with the Yahoo system. Like, why didn't the auction system let me know about this? How did John know about it, but that I didn't know about it? And it was the way the auction person had described it. There's different ways to spell things in Japanese. You can spell with what they call the hiragana syllabary, the katakana syllabary. You can spell with kanji. There's different ways. And it turns out this guy who put the auction up had spelled the word baran with a keyword that I hadn't put into my list. It wasn't a common way of spelling it. So, okay, right away I fixed up my auction list and added that keyword. So maybe I've been missing stuff through not having enough keywords in different languages, you know. But that's a beautiful baran. So anyway, I said I adjusted my keywords for that. And then what happened this morning, I got the regular notifications. There are barons online or whatever. And what? Lo and behold, I got a new notification this morning for another one that came up. It's not the same person, but there's another one. So maybe I've been missing, all these years I've perhaps been missing out on some of these because I've got the different spelling in my keywords. You know. That's the downside of having a language with different kinds of spelling available. So the bad news on this one may lead to more good news in the future. Who knows? We'll see. Yes, so I see in English one, it described it as a valen. So maybe John has got keywords for different kinds of spellings at his end of this, same thing. So, no float this morning at all. So, sorry, but just dropped my knife on the floor here, my chisel. Excuse me a second, let me go hunting down here. So. The link to the Baron auction, I think that's it, I think. Actually, I shouldn't show you stuff like this, you know. If I show too many people about these auction links, you guys also will be starting to chase these things. And competition I don't need, you know. I don't need competition in these auctions. Too big. Okay, where to start? Let's see. Let's start with these needles. Missing it all. Nothing buffering at this end. It seems clear at this end. So so now that Andy is here in Japan, it's too soon to make any plans. I guess, of course, whatever. She's still in quarantine, I suppose, or whatever. But later on. But maybe somewhere down the line, if she's up for it, maybe we can have a guest. Andy and Hank can come and sit in, and maybe if they're up to it. It's early in the morning, I guess. To get here by 8 o'clock from Yokosuka. Well, it's doable, but when you run a family, who knows? Whatever. Anyway, it's there. Who knows? I think I'm going to have to take a break from this carving here for a second. I need to sharpen. This thing is getting a little bit dull again. It's not broken. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's just simply, it's starting to feel, we talked about it before. I don't know how to describe it. Instead of slicing, like anything, like a kitchen knife or whatever, it just starts to get it feels a bit soggy rather than slicing. So let's take a break here for a second and let's sharpen up. Sharpen, sharpen, sharpen. Get a good angle here, you can see what's going on. As usual, we don't need to go to the strong stone. There's a 400 on the back of this. We don't need that. It's not broken. So we're using a 1000. We could use a 1000. I'd like this to be a 12. If I had my real choice, I'd like a 4, a 12. But I can't find that particular combination, so I'll just go with this. I think that's enough. Let's do it a bit more softly. I ground it down there so it was sharp. If I press too hard, it cuts the metal pretty fast, but it also leaves grooves in the metal, in the knife, So do a bunch of strokes at a delicate pressure. That'll do it for the first stone. Stone. And the finish. He's going to leave it running, this guy. So, God. So off goes the outside audio here. Let's turn the audio off outside. When I started carving, did I have times when the blade broke and I didn't notice? I don't think I'm that dumb. I know when it breaks, you notice. I know when I didn't have much experience, for me the question was when and how do I sharpen? I mean, a broken blade is kind of obvious, but in the early days for me, sharpening was I avoided it because I couldn't do it well. I couldn't keep consistent motion. So every time I sharpened, the shape of the blade changed. The angle would be wider, the angle would be narrower, something would change. And even while I was doing it, I couldn't keep it flat, so the blade would be curved. At least now I know what angle I'm trying to get, and I can basically keep it flat enough. So sharpening is no longer something to be avoided. I think he'll have a lot today. It's Monday morning and the restaurants and bars were hopping, of course, all over the weekend. So I think he has a lot to pick up today. Let's find our spot again if we can. Okay, that's good. Got it clear. Hey. One question, 10 answers. Thanks, chat. Small chocolate eggs for everybody. Dave went clubbing, right. Dave does not go clubbing. There's no clubs around here. This is a Saksa. The only clubs around here are hostess bars and host bars. Did you see the story in the news? This was so fun. I should have found a link to it online. This was in my newspaper last night I was reading. It showed a group of police officers. There's 10, 15 police officers making a raid on a building. And we've seen this, there's tax evasion or something, whatever. So we see these guys with the briefcases going in the building and then coming out with the cardboard boxes and stuff like this. This wasn't that kind of raid. This was a raid on a building in Kabukicho. You got to look this up. I'll find the link to post for it later. About 10 police officers going into a bar in Kabukicho. And they were all head to toe in hazmat suits. Because this bar had been one of those places the contract tracers had seen some of the links to this bar. But that wasn't what they were going for. They were going into this bar on a mission to check up on illegal activity. And a woman had gone to the police and made a claim that there was a shakedown happening. She'd been to this host bar. It's a bar where women go, and guys will chat and light their cigarette and pour them a drink or whatever, the deal. I've never been to one, but whatever. We know how this works. So she'd been in there, and I guess they usually have a set course, 30 minutes for 5,000 yen or whatever. Anyway, they were putting a shakedown on her. They poured a drink for somebody, and then gave her the bill, and the bill was 9.5 million yen. And 9.5 million yen. A million yen is $10,000. So the bill here is $95,000 was the bill they had given her. And I don't know the intermediate details of whether she paid it or gave them their credit card or something. I don't know. But the upshot is she had later gone to the police, and this was the raid from the police department to try and whatever, look for the books or something. I have no idea what they're actually going to do once they get in there, because somebody had just made up this bill for this woman and she drank something expensive. So this is what they do. I get it. This is what they do. But $95,000? $95,000? Whatever. And if you Google it up, this must have been in the newspaper. It was in my English newspaper yesterday. So Google this up. It was Kabukicho raid, 9.5 million yen. See if you can find a link to this. It must have been in the news. It must have gone in the news here. Again, I can't vouch for any of this. I'm just quoting what I read in my newspaper yesterday. But these 9-10 policemen, all in the hazmat suits, bang, in they go. 9.5 million. I mean, what? And if this gets reported, what kind of stuff goes on every day that doesn't make it to the newspaper, that doesn't get reported? The bill for $1 million yen, the person just sucked it up. Oh my God, if my wife finds out about this, I'm in trouble, or my husband, or whatever, It's a scene. Places like this survive, so every day of the week, stuff like this is happening. Has somebody got a link? Is it there? Tokyo cops raid Yakuza office in fraud investigation. I don't think that would be that one. I mean, that happens all the time here. No, wrong link, I think. Yeah. I don't want to break the stream and go and try and find it. Send me an email. Somebody send me an email with this, and upstairs I'll find later. So next stream, whatever, I'll try and find the link for the next stream. 9.5 million yen. There's got to be one born every day. But how lonely do you have to be before you start hanging out in places like that? Is that Hank outside looking for Andy? Mama? Trying to watch what's going on over here too. Have you get the story? Is that it? So if I got the facts right, it was 9.5 million yen. The thing is, that's not new, you know. But I've never heard of one of that amount before. But the story itself is not new or strange, you know. This is cutting nicely. I've got to be careful here, actually. It's cutting very nicely now. I should have sharpened a bit sooner. Actually, I think I say that every time. There must be a lot of garbage down there this morning. They did a fabulous business over the weekend. My God, the delivery drivers were lined up, you know, outside that place. The Korean hot dog down the street, you know. There was a point yesterday afternoon where they were lined up. I mean, normal people were lined up trying to buy stuff, walkers, people who are walking around, and delivery drivers. And these guys just cut to the front. They park their bicycle or motorbike or whatever they've got. They just run and cut right to the front of the line. You know, wave their phone, and then the girl inside passes out the bag. And they seem to be doing way more online business than actual in-person business. You know. Thanks again to the regular viewers here for answering all these questions. I see a whole bunch of questions coming in. It must be a lot of new viewers maybe today. I don't know. So thanks again, as always, to the regular members here for answering this stuff. Okay, that was the easy part, where they're all individual and no disturbing. Now they get crisscrossed, so of course it gets more difficult. Here's where things slow down a bit. Can't be helped. Vacuum cleaner lady, is that her new time? She used to be 8:30, now she's about 8:45. That reminds me too, I saw the shoe lady again, the other day. I thought she had maybe changed her job or changed her station or something, because I hadn't seen her for a long, long time. But she came by the other day, proud, walking along, bang, 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 bang. Same shoes, or same style of shoes anyway. She comes now just before 8 o'clock on the days that she comes, but it's not so regular anymore. But she is still up and running. She's survived the pandemic so far. I put the mic off, right? I turned off the outside mic. I forgot to put it back. Okay, there's outside back up. So, lots of newbies are there today. Soka soka. Welcome to everybody. If you're new here, you perhaps understand that because I'm actually physically working here, I can't actually follow all the chat. So I'm not able to answer and respond to everything. I catch questions here and there. A lot of what I miss, the regular viewers will answer. So if you're new here, just join in the conversation and also something else for those who are new. The streams last 90 minutes. We're halfway through this one. There's 45 minutes to go, and the last 15 minutes or so will not be the same work. I have prepared a couple of things to show background things to our work, what we call the show and tell for each stream. So somewhere around 9:15 Tokyo time, 15 after the hour, I'll be putting the block away here, and we'll be looking at some woodblock prints themselves, just to try and mix up the stream a little bit, instead of having just the same thing happen very, very slowly for the whole length of the stream. So that'll be happening at 15 past the hour. Wait. Has it? No, it's different. Hey. Also, if you're curious too about the deliveries and stuff, the traffic rules here, we're in a sort of a semi-restricted traffic area. And the rules here are that heavy trucks are not allowed to come into this district during the day. So all of these kind of deliveries are supposed to be done before 10 o'clock in the morning each day. That's the rule, but trucks do come through here. The delivery truck for the Yamato company, for example, comes any number of times a day. So they can come in, but in general, most of the deliveries happen at this time of day, between 8 and 9 or so. Okay. Okay, you guys are up late tonight, right? I don't know what time. Are you on summertime still, or what time is it in the UK now then? It's after midnight, the show. 3 a.m.? No, surely not. 1 a.m. Nearly coming up to 1, after midnight. So all these crisscrosses, the knife goes straight through. The knife cuts through where we're going to keep. We've got to keep the knife on a straight line. Pop out the pieces. Try and pop out the pieces. This one doesn't want to go. There it goes. Too big. There's another zone. One clump of pine needles. How long did it take? I don't know. I'm fooling around talking and chatting and talking and chatting, so. Well, there it is. Just one by one by one by one. Move along. Again, for those of you who are just coming in, what we're doing, the image looks something like this. It's going to be a very traditional image. Pine trees, cranes, the rising sun. This is our January print for the first part of next year's series. And the bit I just did just now was, where are we? Here, this clump of pine needles is what we just carved just now. And I'll just keep moving on, moving on, moving on. It's only 9 o'clock, so let's keep moving on. Do some more. Do I feel the difference between wood carving and plastic boards? I'm not sure what you're asking here. Plastic boards. I only carve on wood, on cherry wood. Get a smart ass here, do we? What color will the pupils of the bird's eye be? They will be black, I think. Yeah, there won't be any color in there actually. In fact, the birds on this one are going to be a bit funny. I know people were showing the original image a while back. The birds here are not going to be colored at all. In fact, I won't even be carving, I won't be printing the outside lines for the birds. The birds on this print are going to appear in embossed shape only. So they will be white, ghostly birds. The design is by Koryusai, Isoda Koryusai, from about 1730 or somewhere around there. I don't know. It's a copyright-free image, of course. This whole next year's series, unlike the series we did in this past 2 years, next year's series is going to be a traditional image set. It's going to be classical ukiyo-e of the genre that's called kacho-e, kacho-ga, and literally bird flower pictures. It's the name of a genre, very, very popular all through the Edo time and even still now in Japan. And we're doing a set of 12 of them, which have a roughly seasonal feel to them. We're starting with one like this, which is clearly a New Year. It's full of New Year traditional imagery. Cranes and pine trees and the rising sun in the background are all part of traditional New Year imagery in Japan. So we're starting with this for the January print. The February print will not be specifically seasonal, and it won't be bird flower. We're going to mix things up a little, even starting right at the beginning. And we're taking the genre a little bit loosely. The second one won't be a bird and a flower. It'll be some different kind of creature. You'll see it when we get there. I don't want to pre-announce too much of this, but... These branch lines are rough. Now, a minute ago I carved the pine needles, which are smooth and straight and smooth and curved. But these branches, nothing needs to be nice about these. They have to be carved with a wiggle on the knife because they're tree branches. So this little bit right here, I just can't carve scoop. I have to carve, if you can see it at the scale, I don't know, wiggle, left, right, out, cut back in, left, right, cut in, rough it up, so the finished line doesn't look smooth and clean. So the lady from the bag shop there sweeping up. Difference, the hotel people use vacuum cleaners and modern brooms. This lady's got her bamboo. I think it's bamboo brushed. So. She dropped in yesterday afternoon. She picked up the what's the word? The rent. I don't know rent to use. We're members of the Merchants Association for the street. And we pay a monthly fee for that. It's 4,200 yen. And she's the treasurer this year. So she came over and picked up the fee. It's 4,200 yen, about $40, and it pays for things like the electricity and the special lights. We have special street lights here on this street, and they're installed not by the city but by the Merchants Association. It's a cooperative deal, actually. It's mixed. Oh, I forgot to zoom in. Soka. Hi. Sorry. I should look up more often, eh? So the street lights, like you see, our floating pole, for example, stuff like that, that's not supplied by the city. It's a cooperative deal. It's from 3 levels. It's the neighborhood association here, and it's Taito City, and then it's Tokyo as a metropolitan area. And there are different responsibilities for each street. This street is a city street, whereas the big Kokusaidori next year, that's a metropolitan street, the one down the end of the street. So things like the street lighting here and stuff like that, it's a cooperative deal. The metropolitan area pays X%, city pays X%, and we as the Merchants Association, who planned and designed this and had it contracted, we pay the bulk of it for this. And I'm very, very fortunate here. This street was redone and rebuilt just a few years before I came here. So the previous tenants in this building, they forked over quite a bit of money to help pay for the new paving, the granite paving stones and stuff like that. And I just came in here, parachuted in, and picked up the advantage of it. So we pay every month. Like I said, I pay about $40 every month, and it's maintenance, it's light bulbs and stuff like that. Is my mother dropping in on that? I didn't notice. It is Hopeless is here, is she? I didn't even notice. My mother comes by and visits me in the morning, and I don't even notice. I didn't see any comments here. Mom, are you there? Are you actually participating here today? Somebody's mentioning 8 views of Lovecraft. That's funny because maybe it's the same person here. I know 2 or 3 days ago somebody posted this on one of the YouTube videos. They had run across this 8 Views of Cats project that is moving forward slowly, and they had asked for the same thing, 8 views of Lovecraft. So my mom is watching me today, is she? I should Skype. I don't Skype often. If I should Skype her after, yeah. I know, don't even think about new series, please. I know I didn't suggest that as a topic. I'm just saying somebody has asked about it. That's all. I know we are in no way. I'm so far behind on that plan with the 8 cats. So please don't even think about the idea that I would try starting something new. You know, the subscription series has to run. This is the priority for all of us here. Then on top of that, other print projects get done as there's time available. Cats is one of those. Next one is going to be, I think it's going to be Evening Glow. I'm about ready to pull the trigger and start that one now. So. I think in the traditional order of those things, autumn moon is supposed to be the next one up, but I'm not completely. I've got some good designs for autumn moon, some nice ones, some that made me laugh, but I don't yet have the design that jumps up and down and says, Dave, do this one for sure. Whereas I had that feeling with both of the previous ones, the evening snow and the night rain. In both of those cases, I had a design that just jumped up and down and jumped up and down that said, you have got to do this. In the case of the night rain, we had two that were like that, and I really had to disappoint somebody by choosing the other one, you know. But in the case of autumn moon, I've got good ones, but I don't have the absolute killer, so I don't know. So I'm thinking of skipping ahead and choosing from the group of images I have for evening glow. And again, there are some nice ones in there. I've got 2 or 3 that are very nice. They would make beautiful prints. How's our time? I didn't take note of this. Are we okay? A few more minutes. Okay. Hi. Evening glow. I don't know. The cat with the fireflies. It's a good one, isn't it? It's from Evelyn, one of our staff members. So. The problem is it's not the only good one I've got. I've got 3 really, really interesting good ones for evening glow. I'm thinking actually of cheating a little bit. The cat with fireflies is one of them. Then another one for evening glow, it's a person at home reading, sitting in a chair and reading, and with a cat present on the lap, you know. And it's a very, very beautiful, pleasant image and will make a very nice, attractive print. I'm a little nervous about it because it doesn't quite answer the question for me, why is there a cat in the image? Because the cat is a little bit of an ancillary thing there. The cat could be there or not. So although it's 100% beautiful, I'm not quite so sure about as I said, why do we have a cat? That one's it's still on my plan there. Then there's another one which actually would fit 2 of the titles. The visual look and feel of the image with a cat and a restaurant owner is evening glow. The whole mood of the print is the area, there's lanterns, there's a glow in the mood. But also, it also fits evening bell, for which I don't have another killer. So it's possible that I'll purpose that one, even though the person who designed it is thinking it's for evening glow. I may say, can we change the title on this? Then descending geese, I've got two really, really interesting ones and a few mildly interesting ones. Autumn moon, there's a bunch of interesting ones, but most of the ones that are there that I like, they still fail to answer that question of, why is there a cat here? So. Anyway, just so you know, the project it's alive. It's not running forward. It's strolling forward. And the reason for the slowness is simply resources. Our people here are busy just making prints to keep up with the orders that are pouring in. The cat project is down on the bottom of the, not on the bottom, but it's not at the top of the resource allocation. It looks like it's time to move on. Okay, let's zoom out here. Bottom of the scratching tree. Okay. Let's put the street down, because it's going to be in the way here. Let's shrink the street. Okay, we have, as I said, we have two. We have one package like this. I could have used this as a pillow last night if I had used pillows. And we have another package like this. Which one first? How do you read Japanese? Here's your first test of the day. What's inside? The flat one, the flat one, the flat one. Okay, this was a casual purchase. It was an item that came up on the public auctions. Anybody could have bought this. It was on Yahoo Auctions a few days ago. It's prints. There we go. And what I should do is, if I can find the auction link here. I think I prepared this before the stream. Here's the link to the auction. And this has a connection to right here, to this district. Let's put this away for a minute. The lettering I just showed you on the outside. So the reason the guy sent it in this is for a couple of things. It's a flat rate envelope. It's a data pakudait. And for a single flat rate, you can send anything that you can stuff in here. So the guy who sells stuff on auctions, instead of keeping little envelopes of all different sizes, he just keeps a bunch of flat rate packs, throws it inside, bang, out the door, and away it goes. So it's really, really easy and convenient to use. And what we have here is we have a set of Senshafta. And I believe it's a full set, but I'm not quite 100% sure. I believe it's a full set. No, it's already learned it's not a full set. There's 16 here, and already the one at the top says it's number 23. So we have a broken set. And they're what's called 2-up. Somebody said double wides. They're nicho, 2-up Senshafta. Let me stay zoomed out first, and then we'll zoom in. And I said there's a connection to us here. It's a set about Sumidagawa Ryogam, both banks of the Sumida River. And there's a famous Hokusai book of that same title. This is no connection with Hokusai. And this is all area from the bottom of the Sumida River up to the area where we are. And they are, again, I'm new to this, I'm just seeing them here. Ushijima, there's going to be famous places in, should we zoom in? Because there's no point looking at them so far away. Let's zoom in. There's a held message. I'll allow it. It seems to be innocuous. Some of these, that's not so interesting, whatever. Some of them are more interesting than others. And for those of you who haven't seen these before, Senshafta prints like this, these are prints that are commissioned by a club, a fan club, a collector's club. It would be a group of people that get together once a month or once every couple of months, have a drink, chat with each other, whatever, and they collect woodblock prints like this. And they would have membership. They pay each month 1,000 yen or something, or sometimes for special projects, they all put their money in. They would give design ideas, and the club would send the idea out to a woodblock printmaking workshop for reproduction. So the guys who did this particular group, these names here, these are not real names, they're handle names. What do you call nicknames, whatever. Horihara, Ishitetsu. They're club names that they use inside the club. And in this case, I don't know how many are in the set. This one says number 32. This one says 33. I have no idea. It could be quite a substantial set. This one says it's number 38. So there's going to be maybe 40 in a set, so 40 or 50. So 40 of the guys would have got together. They put their money in. Pen name. Thank you, sir. Put their money in. Out it goes to the workshop. And a while later it comes back. And they each get one set. So these were not items that would have been sold to the public. You couldn't buy things like this in the bookshops or in the print shops. And the theme for this one, as I said, they must have decided the theme. It's both banks of the Sumida River. And the guys in the club would have picked, okay, I'll take this one, I'll take this one, I'll take this one, and they would have suggested some theme or some idea. And the bunch of ideas then goes over to the woodblock printmaking workshop, and away they go. And somewhere in here, I am sure, we are going to have my area here, Asakusa, I'm sure. Here we are, here we are, here we are. It's Sensoji. This one is the famous gable, the famous roof end of Sensoji Temple. This is not great art, obviously. This is really slapped together quite quickly, quite fast. So, and there's been a lot of theft going on here, including this image. Somebody's already onto this, Mr. Treadmill too. There's a famous Hokusai book, a 3-volume book, Sumidagawa Ryogan Ichiran, views of the both sides of the Sumida River. And a lot of this stuff, I think, is ripped from that one. This one very much is. Has there been another one, somebody said? Umbrellas on the Bridge? I didn't see that. Did we pass? I didn't see Umbrellas on the Bridge yet. I'm sorry, maybe you saw something I didn't notice here. Whatever. Oh, here we go. Look at this, look at this, look at this. He's right. There it is. Look at this. This is absolutely stolen from the Hokusai. Maybe even the actual gesture. When are they from? These will be unless there's a cover sheet that goes with these, which is not included here. And my guess would be Showa 8, Showa 10, somewhere around there. Early Showa, maybe late Taisho. How old does the paper feel? Actually, the paper does feel old, you know. Okay, let me roll that back. Last few years of Taisho, first few years of Showa. So we're looking at the 1920s. And these things are so much fun, you know. They still do this a little bit now, although the quality of the ones that are being made now is junk, and they're printed from plastic plates for the most part. They are so much pleasure. Why did the men ask these to be made? There's no reason. It's just to have the pleasure of having nice things. And again, it's that human thing again. I don't know the word for it. The psychologists call it set completion. You've got stuff in sets. You get them, you paste them into an album, and it hits something in human nature to have things in sets. Street scenes from Edo. The scenes we are seeing here, you couldn't see this in 1920. These guys are harking back to a traditional era, absolutely. And the kind of people that would have done this, the kind of people that commissioned these sets, of course, they would have been that kind of a mood, the good old days and stuff like this. Not quite sure what this guy's doing here. Any bets? It might be festival time. It's Takemachi, Takecho, could be either pronounced, the bamboo village, Takecho no Yuhi, the evening light. It's evening glow, oh my God, I don't see it, but it says evening glow. Takecho no Yuhi. So these guys are relaxing in the evening at some place that's selling drinks and tea and stuff like this, but I don't know what this gentleman's doing. This guy has removed his sandal. You tell me, any bets? Gum stuck on the bottom of it, right? So, no idea. Your guess is as good as mine at this point. Whatever, he's got a stick and he's scraping stuff off his shoe, maybe, who knows? It could be that simple. So, pastime Pokemon card collection. So, someone's asking, did they identify the locations? And yes, they do. Each one has a location. This is an Ogawabashi no Tsuki, the moon at a large river bridge. Ogawabashi, I don't recognize that bridge name. Whether it's long gone, I don't know. And I also didn't see, what's the highest number here? I don't know. Street entertainers. A dog, right? No doubt about this one, it's a dog. Actually, I don't think he's naked. I think he will have a fundoshi. He will have, it's the thing that goes around your waist and wraps underneath. Because he's stretching up into the air, his kimono is lifting up. I don't think there's anything specifically risque about that. So. Yuhi Matsuri ne. Komagata. This is near here. Oh, actually, I know that. This building is still here. This is Komagata. I know here we have the Asakusa-bashi, which goes across the river just near here. The next bridge down is Komagata-bashi, and there's a little tiny temple at the front of the bridge that looks exactly the same as this. It's Komagata no Yuhi Matsuri, the festival, evening festival at the Komagata little temple there. So some of these places are actually still here. Still here. This is stolen from Hokusai as well. In the Hokusai book, we have another one like this. The Hokusai book has one of these where it pokes out outside of the scene. Number 17. It's too bad it's no broken set, but well, whatever. Can't be helped. Can't be helped. The other thing I'm very happy about this one too is that quite often when we get these prints like this, they've been pasted into an album and glued down. And these haven't been. These are raw, in raw condition. I'm very, very happy to see that. It will last a lot longer. When they get pasted into albums, it's always on terrible paper. These will go into our files, and at some point, not tomorrow, we will be scanning these and photographing these, and they will go on the website. There are already some Senshafta prints on our Mokuhankan collection website, and these will also go in there. Where did I find these pictures? It was an auction. I think I just posted a minute ago, Yahoo auction. And how much did I pay? I don't remember. What's the link there? What was the selling price? It's got to be pretty low because these days I cannot afford much at all. We do not do much buying these days. How much was it? 2,000 yen. So this is what, $18, $19 for the set of these. Almost $1 each, which I'm quite happy with these for $1 each. And they will be now preserved and protected and shown around for more people to enjoy. And who knows, one day maybe we'll find the rest of the set. Ha ha ha. They were destroyed in the war, of course, you know. This was popular culture in this part of town, what they call the Shitamachi area. And this is the part of town that was blown away in March of 1945. It was all burned to the ground. So most of these things that were produced at that time stayed in the neighborhood, and they were mostly destroyed in the war, of course. Can't be helped. Okay, moving along. This is another Yahoo auction. This came up a couple of nights ago, and I don't want all the things that are in here, but I certainly want one or two of them. How do I get in here? If only I had a knife. The shipping label. There's a funny thing about the shipping label. It is an obscured label. I don't agree with this. This is what's happening here with auctions. This is Yahoo Auction and PayPay Flea Market. They've got together with the transportation companies. This is from Yamato Bin, you know, the Black Cat company. This has got my address visible to me. But who sent this, the address of the person who sent it, is not visible to me. It's not just covered up by a sticker. It's not printed on here. It's sender obscured. And the sender doesn't know my address. The Yahoo auction system sends him a code number. He puts the code number at the order form when he takes it to Yamato, and Yamato, after he's gone, puts the label on. So the sender doesn't know who I am, and I don't know who the sender is. And the auction, of course, itself was all conducted with the, with the handle names. And the money goes to a central bank account in the, which bank is it? It's a new bank. I forget the name of the bank. It's one of the new electronic banks. It doesn't have an actual bank. It's just an online banking service. So I have no idea who this person is, and he has no idea who I am. It sounds secure, but that's fine. But what if I open it up and there's a box of rocks inside? Yahoo is chronically very poor at supporting buyers when things go wrong. It's just like, well, you shouldn't have done it. I was in one where the guy, I don't want to tell, so I'll just get into a grumpy mood again, but whatever. Anyway, I am not so happy with this idea about all this. Yeah, what the auction people don't want is they don't want people teeing up individually. a guy will put a lot of auctions up, and in the traditional way, I could buy the first one. He knows who I am. I write him an email saying, hey, all those other auctions, let me make a deal, and we'll buy it off auction. And this way, you can't do that. There is no way. Okay, we have hardware. We have hardware. I do not want all of these, but there are one or two in here that I am really, really interested in trying. Oh, first up, out of 4. I do not care about the hammer. This is the chisel I wanted. Ooh, ooh, and it is almost unused. This alone, what did I pay for the auction here? I think I paid, what did I pay? Come on, Wi-Fi, what's going on? No response from the auction page. 14.5. This chisel alone is worth 2 or maybe even 3 times that. Look at the hollow ground on that thing. This is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's got a maker's name, which I don't recognize. And right now, one of my tools is crying. In my box here, I have this one, which has been a good, faithful friend, and you're going to stay a good, faithful friend. Don't worry, I'm not going to toss you out, but I would like one that is a little bit wider. So you're going to get some R&R time. I will use you, as I've always used you, for the time which we need you, but you're going to have a big brother here now. Look at the shape of this chisel. Oh, he's also hollow ground, the top bevel. This was owned by somebody who knew what he was doing. Look, can you see the reflection? The top bevel is also hollow ground. That's really unusual. Really unusual. Wow. Anyway, and there's one more in here that I want. I will not be using this. It's funny. I used to use one of those when I was fixing musical instruments, fixing trumpet hammer bells and stuff like that. And there's the other one I want. Look at this. We hit 2 out of 2. This is the other one I want. I have lusted after one of these for so long. This is a carpenter's chisel. These are not much good to me. They will be set aside. We'll use them upstairs for carpentry along with that stuff. This is the other one I wanted. I don't have it ready to show you. Maeda-san, the old carver Maeda-san, he died a couple of years before I came to Japan. And there's a video of him carving on a hasui woodblock. And he does the work with a knife, same as I do. Cut, 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 cut. He does clearing, same as I do, same as I do. He does all things same as I do. And then, at part of this video, he pulls up one of these. And look, I don't know if you can see this. It's a... Do you get what's happening here? It looks the same as one of our chisels. It looks similar to the one we've just seen. It's got a nice bevel. It's a very scooped shape, and it's bent, scooped up. And the way Maeda-san used it was, I can't do this yet because I haven't learned how to do this, but I am going to practice. He's done his key line carving. He's done most of the wide scooping with the bigger chisels. And then he didn't bring the big chisels quite too close to the line. And I'd been thinking, like, what's going on here? And what he then did was, and I can't demonstrate this yet because I'm not ready how to do it. He grabbed it in one hand, put the top in, and then with his other hand, he did something like this. And with his full body, he scooped, set, scoop, set, scoop, set, scoop, set, scoop, set, scoop. And within seconds, a whole big scooped area was taken away. And I have no idea how to use this, but I am going to have fun trying to learn how to do this. It's been on my list of things for a long time. Dave, why don't you go out and buy one of those bent up chisels and learn how to do it like Maeda-san does? Yeah, maybe later, maybe later, maybe later. And Dave is not one of those guys who buys a million different tools. I mean, this is my tool kit. You know, I'm ashamed to say this. I'm not a tool freak. So I've avoided this. But now here, seeing this on the auction the other day, I saw this and thought, I have got to have that. And this alone would be about the price of that auction. This one would be much more than that, a wide chisel. So I am very, very, very happy camper here today. And I don't know how long it's going to be before you see this in action, because I am going to practice in private, absolutely. Let's take a quick look what else is in here. Look at it, you need to see, these are the woodblock tools. These now are general, oops, don't bang them, Dave. These are general purpose chisels. They're of no interest to me. I don't do carpentry. Similar names. Actually, this is nice steel. This guy had very nice taste. I can't use this. It's not really suitable for me, but it could be used for wood blocks. It could be. It's a pusher. Maybe this guy was more of a sculptor. Maybe he had big chunks of wood and he was sculpting up in the air. Because there's no way, you can't support this. You've just got to push it from a distance. And with one of our blocks, that would be absolutely, absolutely impossible. Absolutely impossible. Well, again, another one of those scoops. There's two more types. There's some scoopers like that, and there's traditional Japanese carving, what's the word, cabinet maker's chisels. Oh, that's nice. So this group here is cabinet making chisels. They're no use to my printmaking work. And this group are actually, I believe, sculpting chisels. They work on a much, much larger scale than I do. So I have no interest in these and didn't want them. They came along for the ride, but I very, very, very much wanted these two, and these are going into service. I don't know how long you've been sleeping, but wake up, you're about to meet some new friends, and you're going to join an active workshop. Very nice. Christmas, Christmas, Christmas. Merry Christmas. Okay, today's Monday. We are now on our 3-day break. Can you explain the benefits of your light arrangement? It's quite simple. The light shines here, and when we are carving, my carving knife does not cast a shadow on the wood. That's the purpose of the light flask that is here. I do not want a shadow on the work. Got a new mask. Changed it yesterday. I should change more often, but whatever. Okay. Thank you, gang. I've actually got a tiny bit of work done here today. As usual, when I'm having my lunchtime coffee, I will read the stream, enjoy your comments. Back here again now, Thursday morning Tokyo time, Wednesday evening for most of you. 3 days here. Thursday morning Tokyo time, Wednesday evening for most of the world. I've enjoyed this. Thank you very much, and I'll chat with you again in a few days from now. Have I ever made an Oban size print? Yes, I've made 3, 4, 5, or 6 of them. They're there on the Woodblock Tom website. Dig it out. Okay, guys, thanks very much. I'll see you soon.